Hey everyone, welcome back to another SaGa Frontier video. As you can see on the thumbnail, this is going to be all about mech. But before I start, I want to say thank you for all the comment that you have been sending me. Thank you for all the input. Thank you for all the suggestion as well. I'm not gonna lie, I learned some new stuff from you guys as well, and I do really appreciate that. So, as you know, in SaGa Frontier, we have human, mystic, monster, and also mech. I've covered mystic, I've covered monster, and I never cover mech because, to be honest, mech is not something that I would use normally. So in my opinion, mech is a race in SaGa Frontier that is the number one that can manipulate their stats really easy. Because all you need to do is just putting armor, weapon, guns, whatever on the mech slot. That way you gain a lot of stats and you can get into the max number really fast compared to Mystic that you need to absorb some high level tier monsters. But the downside of a mech is you get a fixed number of weapon points. So for example, if you go with T260, you only have 50 weapon points and you're gonna stuck with that until the end of the game. But there is a skill on the mech that basically restore your weapon point while you're having a fight. I'm gonna go to more detail on the skill later on this video. So let's start by talking about the T260. So T260 has 8 body type that is available on his chapter. Type 1 is his default body. Type 2 is the one that you would see on another mech character called Rabbit. Type 3 is another mech character that is recruitable called Zeke. Type 4 is the mech that available on Red's chapter called BJNK. Type 5 is that one mech that has a weird name called PZKWV, which basically a panzer. So I finally did some research and read some of the Japanese article. So it's called Panzer Kampfwaffen Wagon Vehicle or something along that line. I might misinterpret or mistranslate something. My Japanese is so rusty. If somebody knows the real translation for that in English, please let me know in the comment section down below. But from now on, I'm just gonna call this guy Panzer. And then the type 6 is the one that we can recruit that called as engineer car. Type 7 is kinda exclusive on T260 as well as Type 8 because you don't see it anywhere else. But that is basically all the body type that you can use on T260 chapter. And you can change your body type anytime you want. You just need to go to Strike and go to Nakajima Robotics and change your body. So T260 Type 1, in my personal opinion, is one of the best body type that you can have because it has more free slots. And that way you can add a lot of armor or a lot of weapon, depends on how you want to build the T260 because everyone has different preferences. You can use like a lot of bazooka, you can use a lot of guns, or you can even use a lot of sword. So since we're talking about the equipment slot, now we're going to the item territory, or which is the best for mech. But here's the thing, the keyword is the best, and I don't want to set this in stone or by saying, oh, this is the best, because everyone has their own preferences. Everyone has different personal opinion. You can even use guns, you can even use bazooka or whatever, or however you want to play the T260 or your mech in general. In my personal opinion, this is how I usually build my mech. First, usually I would go with a sword. And the sword that I'm gonna put on my mech is not even a Kusanagi, not even the Silver Moon, which is the best katana in the game, not even Phantasm, not even a Dragon Sword. Lord Star is the best overall sword that you can put on a mech. Or the second one would be a Comet Blade. But I usually went with a Lord Star because you got 200 HP, 20 strength, 20 mobility, and 20 concentration. So Lord Star, you can find it on the cave in Mosperberg where you activate the Arcane Quest for Shield card. And the Lord Star is one of the items that you get that is lying on the ground behind that dragon inside a cave. That's basically where you find the Lord Star. Okay, moving to the second slot, which I usually use a gun. And the gun that I choose is Lethal Dragon. Light rifle give more HP, more mobility, more concentration, but it give you like 30 psychic, and I don't see myself using magic on mech, so I usually go with Lethal Dragon. It's because it gives you plus 20 vitality. And to get Lethal Dragon, the easiest way is from the junk shop, which the junk shop glitch video is down on the description, where you can find all my SaGa Frontier guide playlists down there. Lethal Dragon, you can get it for free if you use the junk shop glitch. On the third slot, I usually go with Dullahan Shield, just for an extra strength, vitality, and also some resistance for the stats. The thing about mech is you don't need to worry about ailment such as poison and stuff because mech doesn't get affected by all those status attacks. And moving to number 4, I usually go with these mech items, and usually this one I would prefer by saying Octopus Board is the best one that you can put because there are some mech skills that really need Octopus Board to activate, such as Tiger Rampage or Maelstrom. So on number 4, I usually use Octopus Board. On number 5, I usually go with the best armor in the game in my opinion, and it is a Spriggan suit. There is only 2 ways to get a Spriggan suit. I think 3. For mech, I would say Spriggan suit is the best. Even for a human, even for a mystic, Spriggan suit is still better, but the problem is Spriggan suit is kinda hard to get, and it's a super duper rare drop. And there is like 2 ways or 3 ways to get a Spriggan suit. But that's gonna be a topic for a different video because Spriggan suit is like one of the things that people kinda overlooked. So this is like my 5 main items that I would use in any body type, because starting from body type 2, your mech gonna have 3 built-in items by default that took 3 equipment slots. So basically this slot, the number 6 and number 7 is already built in, and you can't replace it, just like this mech body. You can't replace it at all. That's why I usually go with these 5 main items, at least for me personally. And on body type 1, I usually put something else like maybe backpack or something else, or just put another power suit just for safety measure, something like that. But again, it depends on your preferences, but this is what I prefer for my mech setup. You can also put a heavy weapon, which is basically all of them are like lasers, graviton, missiles, cannon, bazooka, or whatever, machine gun. And I would say if you want to put it, try to get the HG cannon. And to be honest, the reason why I only have 1 HG cannon, it's because on the original, HG cannon only dropped from a mech god, and usually you would get the mech god from the big chest in Moose Tome. It's 2 RNG and I would rather just grind a long time for an enemy to get the drop, and somehow on the remastered, HG cannon dropped from an enemy called McDobie 100. And I just literally got HG cannon drop from McDobie 100 yesterday. So I don't know if this dropped in the original, but I never ever got HG cannon back in the original, and somehow McDobie 100 drops HG cannon in the remastered. The reason why I said HG cannon is one of the best heavy weapon or a bazooka or whatever you want to call it, it's because if you equip it, you're gonna have an access to art or skills that is called Magnify. And Magnify is a single target mech skill that hit really hard. Depends on your stats though. So since we're done with the equipment, let's move on to the skill set. First of all, you need to remember this is all available only for T260 because T260 has an access to 8 body type. I don't know if a lot of people know this, there are some skills that only available and only can be learned if you're using that body type. If you're using a different body type, you can't learn that skills at all. So we'll start with Evade Laser, Evade Rocket, and Evade Cannon. These all are available for any body type. Virus, you can only learn it by killing a virus on T260 chapter. Shooting Mastery and Combat Mastery is all free to learn on any body type. Tiger Program, Dragon Program, and Maxwell Program, you can learn it by killing normal enemy. The easiest way to get the program really fast is to fight the Big Digger. There's an enemy that is exclusive to T260 chapter, and there are 3 versions of Big Digger. One is the one that drops Octopus Board. 2 is the one that didn't drop the Octopus Board. The number 3 is the one on the final dungeon. On the final dungeon, there is an enemy sprite that looks like a Hermes, but usually you would end up fighting a Big Digger on a high tier fight. Self-repair is learned by killing normal enemy. Mech Sonata is the same. I'm gonna skip Divine Might because this is an exclusive skill. Intercept System is not an exclusive skill, but you can't learn it when you're using body type 1. So I'm gonna skip this and I'm gonna explain more with different body type. Shock Soldier, you can learn it with any body type. Hop Knight is also an exclusive skill on different body types, so I'm gonna skip this. Satellite Linker is also an exclusive skill. Logic Bomb, you can learn it on any body type, but the easiest way to get Logic Bomb is fighting an enemy called Bird Mech. Disruptor, this is some early skill that you learn when you fight an enemy. Usually like Sword Mech, like the early lower tier fight, you would get Disruptor really fast. In the original, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Jammer instead of Disruptor. Hypno Flash is the same, you can learn it on any body type. And usually this is one of the easiest skill to get, and you can also get it from a Sword Mech. You need to remember something, whenever I mention a enemy name, it doesn't mean you can only get that skill from that enemy. It's just when you fight that enemy, it gives you more chance on getting the skills instead of just a recharging animation whenever you absorb the enemy mech. Multi-Slash is also available on any body type. Counter ACM, I'm gonna skip this because this is also an exclusive skills. Magnify, this is not an exclusive skills, but you can't learn it using body type 1. Hammer Crush is also an exclusive skills, so I'm gonna skip this for now. Energy Supply is also an exclusive skills. So Spray and Pray, in the original it's called Shoot All, and this one is not an exclusive skill as well, but you can't learn this if you're using body type 1. So that is all the skills that you can learn. If I miss any skills, please let me know on the comment section, but I double checked everything. and I think I've learned every mech skills that I can think of. But again, if I missed anything on the skill, please let me know later on the comment section down below. Okay, so we're going to move on to body type 2. So on body type 2, we get bit system, pressurized laser cannon, which is basically a laser attack but with unlimited ammo, and ECM system. And on the ECM system, it's basically like it says, reduce missile accuracy to 0, which mean if you activate the ECM, enemy mech can't even hit you with a missile, a bazooka, or whatever that use missile. Bit system is the one that you would use if you're using body type 2. It releases like a few number of satellites, and it usually will hit the enemy after your turn. Automatically, you can't control that. All you need to do is just activate the bit system. Technically, if you're using a bit system, you got like one more extra character to do more damage. So also, starting from body type 2, this is where you start learning some skills that is not so exclusive, but you can't learn it on body type 1. And also some of the exclusive skill that you can only learn if you're using that body type. For example, on this body type 2, you can learn satellite linker, which is this one. If you combine it with the bit system will deal way more damage than normal. So I guess that's the reason why they put satellite linker as an exclusive skill for body type 2. And then the other one that is exclusive to body type 2 is also counter ECM. That's the two skills that is exclusive for body type 2. So let's move to body type 3. Body type 3 is basically Zeke. As you can see, this guy is body type 3. So on body type 3, we got railgun, AT missile, and accelerator. On this body type, you have one skill that is exclusive for this body type, and that is the Define Might. The problem is, when you use this skill, it consumes one of your life points. Fun fact, on the original, it's called Kamikaze Crash. And also, on this body type, you can start learning Intercept System. Intercept System is your mech counter ability. And also, on this body type, you can also learn Spray and Pray. But it's gonna take quite a while before you got Spray and Pray. If you haven't learned this skill while using this body type, just be patient and it will pop up real soon, especially if you're fighting like Mech W100 or Skylab. Usually will pop up real soon. But Spray and Pray is the one that is so hard to get on this body type, but it is still achievable using body type 3. So we're moving on to body type 4. So body type 4, if I want to explain it in a simple word, is it's basically a medic bot because it has a laser cannon, but it also has a medipack, which is it's a first aid kit for a human instead of a robot. But this body type doesn't have any exclusive skills at all. So I'm gonna skip this body type and go to this Panzer type 5. So type 5, it took 4 slots by default because basically this one has a lot of weapon available from the get-go. I'm not really a fan of this body type because it took 4 slots and railgun, the AT missile, micro missiles, it's not really that helpful, especially on the final dungeon in the high tier fight. But again, that's my personal opinion. Like if you like the Panzer more than I do, by all means you can use it, but it's just not my choice. So moving to body type 6, which is the engineer car. So engineer car has a machine cannon, which makes you have 2 skills available, the crosshairs and spread fire. It doesn't show on your skill list, but it's there whenever you're in the battlefield on a fight. Repair pack, this is the one that you need for your mech because your mech doesn't need max cure or power cure or cure. Your mech needs a repair kit. That's also the problem for mech in my personal opinion because they only have one type of potion, which is repair kit, and usually it only heals like 300. And having a repair pack really helps in a fight, especially if you're building a full mech team. So you have two exclusive skills that you can learn on this body type. One is a Pop Knight. Pop Knight is basically an anti-air shock soldier, but it deals a little bit more damage than shock soldier. And then the next one that is really helpful, to be honest, and it's exclusive for body type 6 to learn it, is energy supply. It doesn't take any of your Waza point or weapon point when you use it, but it restores your Waza point. And also on this body type, you can also start learning Magnify as well. It just took a little bit of time. So moving to body type 7, the pyramid head I would call it usually. So this one only have one exclusive skills. And the thing is, this come with an electro hammer, micro missile, and a mech body, which is not my favorite to be honest, but if you're using this body, you would start learning this hammer crush skills. And this is the only body type that can learn hammer crush. That's all about the body type 7 because body type 7 doesn't have anything special in my opinion, aside from having that hammer by default and a hammer crush skills exclusives. So we're moving on to the type 8, which is the, let's say, the ultimate body of T260 I suppose, and the only body aside from Panzer that has defense power of 20. This body type doesn't have anything special, like you don't learn exclusive skills, but this body type gives you an access to something called Fee system. So the Fee max technique is basically on human, I would say it's the same as Awaken from the Mind Magic gift, which is basically give you a stat boost on a fight. But the difference with Awaken, the Fee max system, it only lasts a few rounds, and after a few rounds when the Fee max is shut down, your stats is going down, like real down, even lower than your normal stats. Fun fact about the Fee max system, whenever it got shut down, when your stats is going super low, you can turn it back to normal using the space magic called Vortex. The problem is, you need at least Killin for that, or you need Rouge or Blue. Just be careful on using the Fee max system. So normally I would recommend people to go to Biolab or Yorkland on a high tier fight to grind for your level, your stats, but as a mech, you can't really do that because there is no mech enemy on Biolab and Yorkland especially. And the only place that I can think of that has a lot of mech enemy is this Singer Ruins over here. And as you can see, I'm just using a normal attack to grind for some skills and also for my human to learn some more weapon skills and also martial arts skills. And from here, I usually just either go up or go down and then start going back and forth just to farm the enemy mech. As far as I know, this is the only dungeon that has mech enemy all around the map. Speaking of like an exclusive skills earlier, I forgot to mention this one, but I don't know if people notice. So Dr. Leonard, if you see him, it kinda looks like he is an exclusive robot or something, but actually his base form is from an engineered car which is type 6. The only difference is he modified type 6, changed the beam sword instead of using a machine cannon, but the repair pack and the mini plant is there. And actually The reason why I know he is also a Type 6 customized because he can learn a pop knife, which is exclusive to Type 6 Mech. That's a fun fact about Leonard. So that's it for today's video, guys. If I missed something or if I'm wrong about something in this video, please point me out and let me know in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you enjoy the content in the video, drop a like, subscribe, or even share it to your friends and families. Stay safe, and I'll see you real soon on the next video. Bye bye.